Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. Let's go ahead and stand and sing our first community song. Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living.
Oh, you ready for me? Good morning. Good morning. Hi, everybody. I'm Amy, and I'm going to sing a song that you know so we can get rocking together. This is a Karen Drucker song. We're just singing Thank You for This Day, Spirit, okay? Join me. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Let's do that again since I didn't really guide you. I want to make it, maybe you can feel it in your body a little. I can see you guys. This is cool. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Yeah, you got it. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. How about my wonderful friends, my friends? Here we go. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. How about radiant health? You know that one? Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my radiant, my radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. All right, how about my glorious life? And this one, I want you to sing it as loud as you can. Big breaths, really getting yourself relaxed, ready to receive a wonderful message today. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Come on. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Glorious, my glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Woo! I'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much. That's Amy Steinberg coming to us remote. We love having her here. Well, welcome again to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or you are joining us as part of our growing online community, we want you to know that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. My name is Karen. I go by Rev K, and I am honored to be your host this morning. Well, I don't see any littles in the room. They must be outside enjoying this beautiful day. But let's just rub our hands together and send some energy and some love and light towards our children's church and just know and hold in manifestation that growing, abundant, thriving children's ministry. Yes. And so we always start every Sunday service off with reminding us of who we are and what we believe. We are a supportive, inclusive, spiritual community that celebrates all of life. And we do this by aspiring to live authentic spiritual lives through the practical applications of the science of mind. And so we've boiled those down into kind of a high-level summary for you here this morning. And the first of our science of mind beliefs is that all thought is creative and influential. I like to say this is the good news and the bad news, right? Because it means that we're responsible in part for what we're seeing in the world, but also that we have power, that we have authority, that we are co-creating what we are seeing in the world together. And so we can change our lives. Number two is that there is only God. That means that evil or devilishness starts and stops in our mind. That in this philosophy, that we are not separate from, but an extension of each one of us, tiny drops of God. And so therefore, there is only God. And just like when we walk into a dark room and flip on the light, when we enhance and allow that godness that we are to shine through, that the evil and the devilishness and the darkness absolutely vanishes. Number 3 is that everything in our experience is either a call for love or an expression of love. And how beautiful it is to be that expression of love. And it's so easy to feel that when we're with our beloveds or our fur babies and our friends. But even in those places that we feel more challenged, when people kind of bump up against us, where we're in situations that don't feel that way, that this too is a time for us to stop and say, how can I be a call for love in this moment? And express that love here. And then number 4, which is my personal favorite, is that no matter what happened when you were a child, no matter what you've been through or what anybody told you or what that little voice in your head, that negative thought that runs through, none of that. When we look out and we see you right here, right now, what we know is true is that you are whole, perfect and complete, just as you are in this very moment. Let's breathe that in for a moment. Yes. And we love to welcome first-time guests here at the Sierra Center. And so if you're here for the first or even second time and you're feeling comfortable, would you just raise your hand so we can just clap for you and acknowledge? All right, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. We have one person here in the room, and if there are any that are online, please know that we have sign-up sheets. There is one over here on the tall table, and you can sign up on our newsletter to find out everything that's happening. And online in a moment, I will give you the website address, and you can go there after service as well and sign up for our newsletter. All right, this is the beginning of June. Can you guys believe it? We made it to June already. We've got good weather for June. I'm going to hold on to that for a little while longer. But that means that it is the first Sunday, which is Birthday Sunday. And so we have the opportunity to celebrate any of our June babies. Anybody born in June? All right, we've got one over here. And so we're going to sing that unique birthday song that we sing here at the Sierra Center. And I'll lead you in that song. And so let's see. I got to put something down here so I can clap my hand. Happy birthday to you. We're so glad you're alive. You're a gift to the earth. Bless the day of your birth. 2 more times. Happy birthday to you. We're so glad you're alive. You're a gift to the earth. Bless the day of your birth. Happy birthday to you. We're so glad you're alive. You're a gift to the earth. Bless the day of your birth. Ooh, happy birthday. Yes. All right. And now I want to invite Ree up to do the lighting of our candle for our inclusion candle ceremony. We light this candle to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation seen and unseen, to remind us of the light of spirit within all of us. Thank you. And speaking of that light of spirit that is within all of us, we know that sometimes in our lives we have trouble and we need someone to remind us of that. And so in the seat back pockets of your chairs, you will find prayer request forms. I'm so excited about prayer. I just wanted to add it into everything. We do really love to pray here. And you can fill out those lavender prayer request sheets and put them in the box that's just to the left of the door. And the practitioner team will pick that up and pray over them all week. And then prayer is also available after service with our remote practitioner of the day, which is Rev Julia. And she is available for phone calls after service as well if you would like to hear a prayer in real time. You can also, for those of you joining us on our virtual community, you can visit the website at sierracenter.org and then click on spiritual support and prayer, and one of our practitioners will reach out to you. All right, and now I have the pleasure of inviting up Diane from the board to read our community announcements.
Thank you for my birthday song. It's my first birthday here. And here are today's announcements. Stay tuned after service for our potluck and community update meeting. It will feature the latest work from the Possibilities and Planning Committee. We're looking for a new venue, temporary and eventually permanent. We're taking teens to camp. Sierra Center for Spiritual Living received grant monies to help teens aged 13 to 18 to CSL camp in Oregon, July 11th to 17th. We still have 2 scholarships available. See Rev Mitch for more info. The deadline to register is June 9th, coming right up. Greg Joseph, a Master International Healer, is coming to Sierra Center on Friday, June 12th to give a free talk and Q&A session from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Private sessions available by appointment. That's Friday, June 12th. Book fire sale next Sunday, June 14th after service. Browse a treasure trove of inspiring books. You can start browsing now by renowned authors at unbeatable prices. Sound Healing with Sarah, Saturday, June 20th from 2 to 3 p.m. $15 pre-reg, $25 at the door. Email Sarah to pre-register, and you can find that in our announcements, I guess. Not sure what you see behind me. Enjoy an uplifting evening of harmony and heart as the new Peace Choir of Nevada County and Medicina Musica share songs of peace, hope, and inspiration on Friday, June 26th. Doors open at 6. The rummage sale, which I seem to be in charge of, has been scheduled for June 27th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. It'll probably linger a little longer, maybe till 3, at 133 Brunswick Road on the corner of Brunswick and Maltman. It's the building right at the freeway exit with a clock. It's a great location. It's a great way to declutter and give back. Thank you for your support. I'm making succulent gardens, and if anyone has a wide, flat planter, flower pot, I can put flowers in. Bring them here. You can leave them on the porch. You can bring them to my car in the parking lot. And please sign up to help. I've made some columns. We'll need early risers to come at 6 or 7, whatever you can stand, or 8, and help sort things that people will be bringing in. I'll have labels for the tables. We'll have, I think, 7 tables at least. And I'll have some closet rods up, so bring clothing on hangers. We'll need people to be a cashier, to person different tables, not man. and people to clean up and sort stuff to go to the dump and to hospice thrift. So pick a slot there. It's the middle sign up over there. Infos, flyer sheets, flyers and sign-up sheets for all classes and events are located in the foyer. And you can find Zoom links and details about all our announcements in our weekly e-newsletter and on our website, sierracenter.org. Friendly reminder to please silence your cell phone. Thanks. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, so we have a little special ceremony. This is for our Rev K. So Rev K has served on our Board of Trustees for over a year and been a key part of our ecclesiastical team. And sadly, she's going off the board and the ecclesiastical team. But the good news is she's not going anywhere. She's still going to support the center and be an important part of what we do here. But we wanted to take a moment and thank Rev K for her contribution, her wisdom, her wise words, helping us. You guys know all the tithing we do, where we once a month have a group come up. Karen put together a solid process to get a really good list of people to tithe to and put us through that selection process, which is amazing. Also helped us with the 15 commitments of leadership. So many wonderful things, and wise counsel to me many more times than you know. So please give a big hand for Rev K. Here's a little gift and some flowers. Thank you so much. So appreciate you. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah. The impromptu speech. I don't know. You really want to give a minister a microphone? It's dangerous. So I'm very grateful for this community and for the solid support that I've had since I've moved here, and am grateful to have completed ministerial school back at the beginning of the year, and I started an online teaching center. It's called the Inner Phoenix Collaborative, because the phoenix, the mythical bird, has always had a special place in my heart, as life has felt like at times that we had just been burnt all the way down. And with that tenacity and with community, that together we can rise again and learn to soar. And so that is my goal and my focus as I'm stepping a little bit away from this community to get that one up and running. And I hope to have classes available very soon, and know that each of you are still in my heart, and I still intend to be a supportive presence here at this community as well. And I'm just so grateful for each of you. Okay, and now I think we have more music from Amy Steinberg.
Yay, Rev K. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, comes through. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Love, sweet love. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now, comes through. Love, sweet love, comes through, surrounds me. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. 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 Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now, comes through. Love, sweet love, comes through. the only truth. Love is 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 the only truth.
Beautiful. And as we get ready for our virtual practitioner of the day, Rev Julia, I just want to also let you all know that we are trying something a little bit different. And we have taken out the alms and the bringing of the bowl. And so we'll go from a reading right into the meditation and then into a prayer. And so let us begin.
Hello, happy Sunday. It's now time to begin to make our inward shift. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chair, maybe take a deep breath, and just relax as I share this sacred reading from A Course of Miracles, Chapter 1, Section 6, verses 4 and 5. The real purpose of this world is to use it to correct your unbelief. You can never control the effects of fear yourself because you made fear and you believe in what you made. In attitude, then, not in content, you resemble your Creator, who has perfect faith in his creations because he created them. Belief produces the acceptance of existence. That is why you can believe what no one else thinks is true. It is true for you because it was made by you. All aspects of fear are untrue because they do not exist at the creative level, and therefore do not exist at all. To whatever extent you are willing to submit your beliefs to this test, to that extent are your perceptions corrected. In sorting out the false from the true, the miracle proceeds along these lines. Perfect love casts out fear. If fear exists, then there is not perfect love, but only perfect love exists. If there is fear, it produces a state that does not exist. Believe this and you will be free. Only God can establish this solution, and this faith is his gift. And so I invite you to take this into contemplation as we go into our time of meditation. One, one infinite power and presence, one life, one creative force that permeates everything, all of life itself, the seen and the unseen. It is right here, right now. I am one with it. It is everywhere present. It is in, through, and as me, and each one of us here today. We are the perfect outpicturing of the one, individualized, uniquely as ourselves. And so I claim and accept for this day a perfect unfolding of the divine in, through, and as each one who has shown up here today. I know that there is a power and presence for good in the universe and that we are consciously using it today with our thoughts, our intentions, our actions, with our high vibration of consciousness, which is that highest vibration of love. And I know that love casts out all fear. That love is perfect. That love is God expressing as each one of us. And so we are the perfect expression of love at the center and core of our being. It is the truth of who we are. And so I know that this day is blessed because we are the blessing and we've come together to co-create this beautiful experience today. And so I'm so grateful for this beloved Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, for this blessed teaching of science of mind. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here with you in spirit today. For I know there is no such thing as distance or time. There is only the perfect, eternal now moment. And in this moment, I claim and accept for each one of us that remembrance of the truth of our divinity, of the truth of who we are, that we are that one all-powerful creative force in expression, and that we are as one in spirit. And so I give thanks for knowing this truth. I claim it. I let it go into that law that has already said yes to all of the blessings and many more. And I simply release this word as together we say, and so it is. Amen.
So wonderful. All right. And now we get to enjoy yet another song by Amy Steinberg.
So nice to be here. It is, I know we're remote and it's bizarre, but I can see you because we have Reverend Mitch's phone set up so I can see you. So, hi. I know we're not at actual Star Trek yet where like we could actually, beam in, zoom in, but it's pretty incredible, isn't it? That I am in Asheville, North Carolina singing for you. So I'm so honored and blessed to be here. And I thought I'd sing this song. It would match the theme for the day. It's called Flying on Faith. You could go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you could stress on the strife. I'm gonna fly past the worry and the pain today. I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. You could cry all night about the things that you hate, so dissatisfied in so many ways, but I'm gonna find a way to celebrate today. I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. I picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door. I'm not looking back because the past is such a bore. I'm gonna stand with the moon, with the stars up in my face today. Today, I'm flying on faith. I'm flying on faith. Said you could hurry full of worry, let the fear take you out, imagining the worst overcome with doubt. no way to know. Knowing is the way today. Today. I'm flying on faith. You know that feeling when you're flying on faith? I picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door, not looking back, because the past, it's such a stinking bore. I'm gonna stand with the moon, with the stars up in my face today. Today, I'm flying on faith. Said you could go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you could stress on the strife. I'm gonna fly past the worry and the pain today. Sing it with me. I'm flying on faith. Tweet, 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 tweet. I can't hear you clapping, but I know you are.
Let's give it up for Amy one more time. Gary was actually scheduled, and he came down with a cold. And I text Amy, I'm Amy, and she's like, sure, I'd love to do it. So she filled in last second. Really appreciate her. Happy Sunday, everyone. Turn to somebody and say, glad you came today. You're not at Unity. You're not at Unity. Unity. You're not. So glad you came today. And we need people to come to the rummage sale and help. Otherwise, it's just going to be me and Diane and Virginia, and we get tired fast. So please, if we have many hands, it makes light work. If you can just come for an hour or two, whatever you can give would be much appreciated. The heavy lifting is really at the beginning and the end. So if you could support this is like one of our major fundraisers, that would be great. I also want to encourage people to show up Friday for Greg. He's going to be doing a talk. I interviewed him about him coming here because what I was concerned about is that some healers focus themselves as the source of healing onto you. That's not Greg. Greg actually helps you tap into your inner healer. And that aligns with what we teach here. And that's why I approved him coming to the center, is he already sees the healing in you. He helps you see the healing in you and make the connection. So please come and support Greg. I'll be there. It starts at 4:30. So 4:30 to 6. It's, love offering. All the money that we get that night actually comes to the center. Bring a friend who might be curious about it. So it's a great opportunity. He travels all over the United States, so we're very fortunate to have him. So please add that to your calendar. You can go to dinner after. Make it a two-for. One thing we just added, and I want to give a plug for, is Rev Lanny and I are going to be teaching a Bible class. And what I love about this Bible class is it's a chance for you to get a new view of the Bible. We always call it a metaphysical handbook here, and if you want to understand the handbook part of that, come to this class. It's only going to be 7 weeks. We're going to start on June 30th. It's going to be hybrid, so those of you joining us online, or if you'd like to join from the comfort of your home, we're going to do in-person and we're going to Zoom people in. It's going to be 6 to 8:30, starts June 30th, and we'll get some registration forms out here next week. We're going to start the Dynamic Laws of Prosperity book study. It's going to be a Wednesday night. That too is going to be a hybrid love offering for that. Please get your name on the list so that we can include you with all the materials and the reach out if that speaks to you. And then here's the thing, prosperity is so much more than just money, right? Who would like more time, right? That's prosperity. Who would like more energy? Be prosperous in energy or health or fill in the blank, friendship, whatever, connection. All of it is, the tools are the same, but the intention can shift in whatever area of prosperity that you want to grow in. So We're using Catherine Ponder's work. She is one of the premier prosperity teacher. People have had powerful demonstrations from her teachings, so I hope that you join us. So we're talking about love. I love to talk about love, isn't it? Love is a feeling, it's an emotion. I think it's been a verb, an adjective, and a noun. We're going to focus more on the noun part. And I want to start off with a story. A Jewish family had just moved to Lincoln, Nebraska. Michael Weissner was the cantor at his Jewish church. His wife, Julie, and their children were unpacking boxes, hanging pictures, learning which floorboards creaked in the house. And they were beginning a new chapter filled with hope. Then the phone rang. An anonymous voice said, "You'll be sorry you ever moved to Nebraska, Jew boy," and hung up. 2 days later, Julie pulls an envelope from the mailbox, opens it up, and it says, "The KKK is watching you, scum," along with hate literature sent to their home address. Can you imagine that? They know that they know where they live. And I can only imagine the fear that came up within them. They went to the police, and the police identified that the likely source was a man named Larry Trapp. Larry was a grand dragon of the White Knights of the KKK of Nebraska, a man who had spent years terrorizing minorities across the state. His apartment was crammed with automatic weapons, Nazi paraphernalia, and hate literature. He had plans to bomb a synagogue. He was one of the most dangerous men in the Midwest. Now, what would you do? Most of us, I know, I'd probably want to bolt for the doors, maybe think we moved to the wrong place, maybe get a gun, right? And who would blame us? Who would blame anyone who would have that response? But Michael Weissner did something different. And what he did wasn't just brave, it was a living demonstration of the most powerful force in the universe. And I want to tell you his story this morning, because what happens next wasn't just remarkable, it was a demonstration that love casts out fear. As mentioned in the Bible, remember, Metaphysical Handbook, John chapter 4 says, "Such love has no fear, because perfect love expels all fear." That's the New Living Testament version. That one sentence, an entire idea to heal the world of separation. That one sentence, if we really understood and lived it, would change everything about how we move through the world. Living this one sentence helps us forgive quicker, judge less, and give more grace to ourselves and others. If we all did that, what would there be to fear? Doesn't leave much left. And if you want a definition of love, I think there is no better definition of love than Paul's letter in Corinthians. I think it's one of the most beautiful passages written about love I've ever read. It says love is patient, love is kind, and envies no one. Love is never boastful, not conceited, nor rude or selfish, and not quick to take offense. Love keeps no scorecard of wrongs. Love does not gloat over others' mistakes, but delights in truth. There's nothing love cannot face. There is no limit to its faith, hope, and endurance. There are 3 things that last forever. 3 things: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. That's 1 Corinthians 13. Did you catch that? There is nothing love cannot face. Not some things, not easy things, not things that are safe and comfortable. I'm talking about the diagnosis. I'm talking about the betrayal. I'm talking about that large financial loss or that huge mistake you might have made. You know who knows this, who lives this every day? No scorecard, always forgives. Dogs. Right? Doesn't matter what you did, they just come running up loving you. I think there's a reason that dog is God spelled backwards. I just want to say that. See, Paul isn't describing a warm feeling here. What he's describing is a force, a power, something with the capacity to walk into the darkest, most fearful room in your life and fill it with light. And here's how I want us to think about fear. Fear is a lie. It's telling you a little lie about yourself. Fear says you are separate from your power, from your good, from your protection, from your help, from your grace. That's a lie. You know, Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, says fear is based on the supposition that we are unprotected, rejected, and friendless. That's what's at the basis of fear. Think about that. Fear isn't just an emotion. Fear is a story about who you are and where you stand in the universe. And that story goes something like this. I am alone. I am alone. I am vulnerable. There is no power looking out for me. I must protect myself because nobody else will. Right? That's how James was behaving. That's why he needed the guns and the armor. And here's the thing. The lowest part of our nature, we're wired for negativity because we're wired for survival, not thrival. So when we're engaging in fear, we're engaging with the lowest vibration, the lowest aspect of our being. You know, Holmes goes on further and he says that fear is a symptom. It's a symptom of belief in separation from our source, from our good, from our God. That's when fear creeps in. Fear is what separation feels like. When we are in fear, we're in a moment where we've forgotten our true identity. We have forgotten that we're not alone. I don't see anyone here afraid that the next breath isn't going to come or the next heartbeat. But what's doing that? It's your connection to love, to source, to an energy that sustains you. And so when we have forgotten that, we're not isolated beings fumbling through a hostile universe, that we are actually expressions of infinite intelligence that created everything, whose very nature, substance is love. And you know who lived the fear narrative? Larry Trapp, sitting alone in his apartment, surrounded by weapons, hate, literature. At this point, he was wheelchair bound, losing his legs to untreated diabetes. Larry Trapp was afraid. His hatred was loud and violent, but underneath all that hatred was a man who believed at the deepest level that the world was against him, that he had to fight or be destroyed, that he was completely alone. Fear for him looked like anger. It looked like cruelty. It looked like a man sending death threats from a dirty apartment because he had convinced himself that his loneliness was somebody else's fault. Those people. You know, in Buddhism teaches the root of all suffering is the illusion of the separate self. The belief that I end at my skin. And everything beyond me is the other and potentially threatening. We got to remember that we don't end at our skin. That there's an essence, a presence, a love, a power that's in every room that we can't be in, advocating for us. You know, that phone call that comes out of the blue, that lead for a new home or a new friend or a resource to help you with your problem. See, love dissolves that illusion. Love looks at the face across from it and says, I see myself in you. A Course in Miracles puts it this way: there are only two emotions, love and fear, and only one of them is real. And remember, what is real never changes. See, fears change all the time. The stories go all the time, but fear never changes. That's what's real. Every fearful thought is a case of mistaken identity. What if we looked at our fears that way? See, you are not fragile. You're not an isolated being fighting a hostile world. You are love, expressing itself in human form. And when we remember that, really remember it, there's nothing left to be afraid of. See, love is not a feeling, just a feeling. It's a force. And here's where we often get tripped up. We wait to feel loving before we act loving, right? I know I've done it. I don't feel very loving towards you, so I'm just going to withhold. I've done it. We think love is something that happens to us like a warm breeze, and until it arrives, we're off the hook. See, but Paul's description of love doesn't sound like a feeling. It sounds like a practice, doesn't it? Patient, kind, quick, not quick to take offense, no scores, keeping no scores, faces everything. See, you don't stumble into that kind of love. I want you to hear this. You choose it. You choose it first. And that's what Michael Weissner did. See, he didn't feel loving towards Larry Trapp, the man threatening to kill his family. What Michael did is he made a choice rooted in his faith. He told his congregation to pray for Larry Trapp. Then he started calling Larry Trapp's answering machine. That was back when they had answering machines. And he'd leave kind messages. Michael kept calling week after week. In fact, one time Larry answered and said, "Stop calling me." Right? Because it didn't feel natural to Larry, but it felt good to Michael. And Michael didn't do it because Larry deserved it, but because love was the only weapon large enough to disarm this kind of fear. You know, Ernest writes, "We will never feel at home in life or at one with God and with life until love becomes a real dynamic part of our awareness." Dynamic, that's the key word. That means active, moving, alive, not passive, not a sentiment, an active force. Not a temperature we take of the room, but a current we create and we promote. I love this fun fact here. Love casting out fear, it's just not a nice idea. It's actually biological. Did you know that? Neuroscience supports that oxytocin, which is generated in our brain when we feel love, it's a bonding hormone, and it's released when we experience love, connection, or genuine care. And here's what's remarkable. Oxytocin literally reduces the activity of the amygdala, our fear brain. It turns down the volume so that we can connect with love. See, love doesn't just feel like it displaces fear, it biochemically actually does. Perfect love casts out fear. It's not just poetry, it's physiology. See, the body knows what the soul has always known. Holmes also tells us, open your being to the influx of love. Not just love of God, but love of everything. For love is all inclusive. Love of everything. Love of the neighbor who's different from you. Love of the in-law that you don't like so much. Love of the person that you don't agree with. Love with conditions. I have pain in my leg. I always tell my leg when the pain comes, I go, I love you. Love everything. That means not just the people and this, but the situations, everything, all inclusive. Not love for the people who are easy to love, right? We always show up for the easy to love. Not love for the people who haven't earned it, who have earned it, I mean. Inclusive love leaves no one behind. Right now, I want you to think of someone who annoys you, rubs you the wrong way, makes you tense up when you think of their face or their name. And take a breath. And now I want you just to imagine a stream of love going to them. Maybe it's a white light. Maybe it's a feeling tone. Just send them love. See them surrounded by the energy of love. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Can you sense it? And I want you to come back into the room. Come back into the room. How do you feel? See, chances are that love feeling not only is about them, but it's about you. You just shifted how you felt. You just went from your amygdala to your front brain, to your thinking brain, to your loving space in your consciousness. See, you cannot think your way out. You must love your way through. See, some of us are carrying fear right now. Maybe it's fear about your health. Maybe it's fear about AI and the tech future that's moving so quickly. Maybe it's fear about the upcoming elections. Who's going to get elected? Who isn't going to get elected? Maybe it's fear about the future of Social Security. I know I kind of have that one. Maybe it's fear about your child's future. Maybe they've gotten on the wrong track. Or maybe it's fear about the state of the world or the environment. And you've probably tried to think your way through it, analyze your way, reason your way, pros and cons. And the fear is still there. Here's what Holmes understood, that our analytical culture, or this tendency to want to think our way through. See, fear cannot be argued into silence. You cannot outthink fear. You can only outlove it. You can only have faith in the power of love to overcome the condition or the state that you're focusing on. You know, I love what Rumi said. I'm a big Rumi fan. Any Rumi fans? Love me some Rumi. And you've probably heard this one. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself you have built against it. And the barriers look like this. Here's what they look like. Rumi didn't say this, but I'm saying this. They look like unforgiveness. They look like judgment, which means you're, painting somebody with one brush. You're bad, or you're, all right? Expectations, unworthiness. These are all barriers. Conditional attention, conditional love, all barriers, those conditions. See, love is already there. It's not something you have to generate from scratch. It is the nature of the universe, the nature of God and spirit, source, energy, divine mind, by whatever name you call it. And the work here is not to create it. Your work is to remove what's blocking it. Because when you remove the anger, what's left? Peace, a byproduct of love. When you remove the fear, what's left? Freedom, well-being, all byproducts of love. The old fear-based story that says I'm separate, I must defend myself, all melts away. And see, and Michael Weissner didn't defeat Larry Trapp's hatred with an argument. He didn't debate him. He didn't send him theological treatises. He showed up. And here's what quietly changed the shape of the story. The man that had been sending him death threats was not a powerful figure behind a fortress wall, which is kind of the image he gave. He was a sick, dying man in a dirty apartment. No one in the world was offering him anything except an ideology that told him his loneliness was someone else's fault. Michael Weissner saw this and decided it mattered. He decided Larry mattered. He and Julie showed up at Trapp's door unannounced and brought him a homemade dinner. I wish I was there to see the look on Larry's face. They didn't come to debate. They came to show him love and concern. As Trapp's health worsened, the Weissners invited Larry to live with them. Julie, the wife, quit her job to care for him. Let that sink in. The woman whose family had been threatened with death, she quit her job to care for the man that threatened them. This is not human willpower. This is a force larger than human personality moving through them. See, Larry then actually converted to Judaism. He asked for help to take down the symbols of hate on his wall. The man who embodied threat, harm, and fear, that fear-generating machine, now disarmed by the power of love. That's what we mean, that everything is either a call for love or an expression of love. And Larry was a call for love. And here's what can happen when we answer that call with love. Miracles, healing. In fact, I want us to pop up a little picture. Here is Larry Trapp. And he's wearing, anybody know what that is? That's a Jewish prayer shawl. At one point, he was wearing something very different before he met Michael. See, the practice here is what I call the practice of turning, which is not denial. We don't pretend the fear isn't there. We acknowledge it. And then we make a conscious, deliberate choice to redirect our attention. We ask, what would love do? What would love do here? I got to believe some part of Michael asked that question before they decided to bring dinner over or send the messages. Not what does my fear demand, not what does my amygdala want to do, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, but what would love do here? See, the answer is always to reach out, connect, offer something, lean in. I call it hugging the porcupine, right? If someone's being a call for love, you just hug the porcupine and all the quills fall off. It might look like listening, maybe even to something you don't agree with. You can listen and still not agree. You can provide space. You can give grace or bring a pie or a quiche or a meatloaf, right? There's always something we can do. See the human in front of you. That turning is available to every single one of us in a fearful moment. And it doesn't require perfection. It just requires willingness, openness to something different emerging. Michael had to be open to something different emerging beyond the death threats, beyond the phone calls, beyond the fear when he started to reach out. He believed that something more fulfilling and humane was possible. See, love is large enough to include the enemy. To include the enemy. I love Joel Osteen used to say, when people would draw a circle and put him out, he would draw a bigger circle and include them. And I love that image. And that's the hard part. The hard part is to return love in the face of things that don't feel loving. As John described, no scorecard, no unforgiveness, right? It has no enemies. See, because love is not naive or passive, it understands something that fear can never understand. There is no other. There is only one life, expressing through many faces. And what we exclude in consciousness, we experience as a threat in life. That's how we're wired, by the way, to find which one of these is not like me. And it automatically registers a threat. In fact, 5 times a second, we scan safe, not safe, safe, not safe. That's how deep it runs. Larry Trapp died on September 6, 1992. He had converted to Judaism in the very synagogue he had once threatened to bomb. He died surrounded by love. The house was full. Many cried. A man who spent decades spreading hatred died inside the very community he tried to destroy, became one family, because one family refused to let fear be the last word. That's not a feel-good story. That's a theological statement. That is the universe demonstrating in real time perfect love, what it actually does, and when love shows up fully and unconditionally. You know, the Zulu philosophy of Ubuntu says, I am because we are. I am because we are. We can only see each other in the reflection of each other. See, and it says, my wholeness is connected to your wholeness. My freedom is connected to your freedom. And when I extend love to you, even when you have threatened me, even when you have hurt me, I am not just helping you, I am completing something in myself. Now, Ernest Holmes says, there is no fear in love, and there is no liberation from fear without love. There's no liberation from fear without love. And so, we need to remove the barriers. And if there's something in your life that you cannot forgive, that unforgiveness is not protecting you. It's keeping you in fear disguised as judgment. That's why we don't forgive, by the way. We think our unforgiveness is somehow protecting us. The person you haven't forgiven is living rent-free in your consciousness. They're just out there living life, right? Feeding the very fear you're trying to escape. See, your liberation and your willingness to love, they're the same thing. So I'm asking you to consider that love is powerful enough to that a love that is powerful enough to transform a grand dragon of the KKK might just be powerful enough to set you free, to find the strength to forgive. And our job is to activate perfect love. So how do we do this? How do we activate perfect love in our own lives? You know, Holmes tells us, open your being to the influx of love. Not just love of God, but love of everything. Not a feeling, don't wait for it. Just start practicing it. And remember who you are, right? Fear is a case of mistaken identity. Remember the truth of your being, that you are love, you come from love, you are love, and love is all there is. And practice choosing love before you feel it. Don't wait. Ask yourself, what would love do? So here's your divine assignment. You ready? Here's your divine assignment. You ready? Yeah. Okay. This week, express love to someone you do not know or that you have a conflict or angst with. And you're going to give something to them that has not been asked for. It's unconditional, and you're going to do it with love in your heart. Right? So maybe you and your neighbor in an argument over where the garbage cans go. You're just going to show up with a meatloaf or a pie. Just show it. I once gave an unhoused person my shoes. They were my favorite pair too. Because she said if she had shoes, she would go to church. Now, I didn't give her the shoes begrudgingly. It made my heart happier to give her the shoes than to wear them. And I want you to experience what shifts in you when you do this loving act, right? Because that's where the real magic is. So practice expanding your circle until it has no edges. Because whoever's outside the circle of love right now, you need to start pulling in. How can I draw a bigger circle? Maybe they've kept you out of their circle. Not because they deserve it, but because your wholeness requires it, because there is no liberation from fear without love. Because Ubuntu is true, I am, because we are. Perfect love casts out fear, not because fear doesn't show up. It will. It will show up. Fear showed up for Michael Weissner at his doorstep. It showed up in Larry Trapp's apartment. It shows up in our lives, yours and mine. But love, real love, active love, inclusive love, enlarges us in a way that makes fear small and disempowered. You might wonder how Michael and his wife could be so strong. Love, the force of love is what made them strong. So let us practice this all week, loving thoughts, loving words, and loving acts. Let us trust that the universe is, at its core, not a place of threat, but a place of love. We are invited every day to prove it. And when we do, when only love remains, there will be no room for fear. Blessed be. Thank you. If you will please stand, I will read our affirmation once, and then I will invite you to read it with me. When a call for love blocks my path, I don't fight my way through. I love my way through to the other side that uplifts and unifies all together. When a call for love blocks my path, I don't fight my way through. I love my way through to the other side that uplifts and unifies all. Blessed be, and so it is. Please have a seat, and if you will, take your gift in your hand. There's many ways to give. You can text Sierra CSL to 44321 to give online. And once you have your gift, if you will put it on your heart, and let's read our intentional giving statement together. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Now the baskets will go around, and Amy will do either a little noodling or a little something for us.
I like to write a rap. Can they hear me? Y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
This is based on the talk that I just heard, which was such a great talk, wasn't it, everybody? Woo-hoo. Wasn't that amazing? Okay, it's just a little mini rap for you, Reverend Mitch. Loving like a dog, how can we ask it? A love like a Jewish man in Nebraska. Unconditional, without fear, without shame. Thriving, not surviving is the name of the game. Love. Gotta tap into the love. Gotta be the love. Underneath all the hate, fear is made. I'm gonna try it again. Underneath all the hate, fear is made. Underneath it all, Larry Trapp was afraid. Drop all the fear, put down the fences. We are expressions of infinite intelligences. Love, gotta tap into love. Love, gotta be the love. Activate, choose no harm. Love is a large enough weapon to disarm. Bond with me right here, right here. Let's make oxytocin, cast out all fear. The body knows what the soul has always known. Love liberates, take it from Ernest Holmes. Love, you gotta tap into love. Love, gotta be the love. Listen. Give someone some time, bring a pie, hug the porcupine. Love is the practice, love is the way. Strong enough to change a grand dragon of the KKK. Reach deep down inside of you and ask, what would love do? Love.
Woo! Bring it, Amy.
Love. It was rough, but
Give
was
it up
fun,
for
right?
Amy. She gave a little extra something there for us. So let's take a breath in and let it out. With a deep and grateful heart, I receive these gifts, and I know that the act of giving blesses the giver and the receiver. And the amplified emotion, feeling, force of love is in this currency of money, moving through the center to expand its work into greater and deeper places and spaces. I release this word, and together we say, and so it is. Wonderful. So I want to thank our ushers, Javon and Pat. Give it up. Our candle lighter, Ree. Thank you so much. Announcements, Diane. Streaming tech, Diane and Chana. Give it up for Sharon on sound. Sign placer, I think was Chana. Practitioner of the day, Rev Julia, real loud so Rev Julia can hear. Wonderful. And our platform hostess of the mostest, the Rev K. And our musician, give it up for Amy, real big. She can see you too. Wave at Amy, she can see you. So grateful. So what are you taking away from our experience together today? Love. Okay, well that pretty much says it all, doesn't it? All right. So if you will stand, we will do our benediction. And if you'll repeat after me, something wonderful is happening as me right now. It's this thing called the force of love. It's this thing called hugging the porcupine. It's this thing called perfect love casts out fear. I know it. I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is. Take it away, Amy.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Sing it with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, united all are we. These are the words I know. You might be singing something different. It's okay. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
All right, please stay for our potluck if you can. We have a little community update. If we can get some help moving the chairs back and pulling the tables out, would very much appreciate